why should we help other countries when we've got so much to do here at home? I mean, foreign aid is very unpopular. I'm telling you, it's probably the single most unpopular thing. Here's the reason why it's important. The reason why it's important is that a lot of times we can advance our national interests more effectively by showing that we are interested in the well-being of the people of other countries.
Hey, with us now, special correspondent for Vanity Fair, Maureen Orth, and somebody who, Maureen, you have a personal understanding of just how important foreign aid is. Talk about what you've been doing in Colombia and what you've seen there and what America needs to do to help.
Back in the 60s, I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Medellin, Colombia, and I couldn't go there for many years because of the violence, but Medellin has begun to turn around in a big way. It has a lower murder rate than Washington, D.C. And I have a school there that was named for me when I first built it, and they asked me if I would come back and make it the first public bilingual school in the country, and now it's also the first one laptop per child, those little $100 computers, and it's really transformed.
Can you explain that? Because this is revolutionary. These children are holding these laptops, and again, this will revolutionize the world.
Absolutely, and it's a worldwide movement. If there's enough people who will get them in the world, they will only cost $100. They cost about $200 right now. Chevron gave me the money, and Motorola is giving me the connectivity money, but they don't have to run on the internet. They can run on solar or on a generator, and they're absolutely fantastic.
So these children in Colombia,
from the time of kindergarten,
have access
and
to
they can take
the
them
internet.
home, and you can't steal them because the minute they're stolen, they just get turned off at the switch and they don't work. So they get to take them home, teach their parents, and they're transforming the community because not only can they have the whole world opened up to them, but they also learn teamwork, which is something that a lot of these countries need more practice with, and they really have gotten the teachers a lot more excited as well.
Foreign aid, very unpopular, but
right.
Give us an example in Colombia. Here is one country that's getting it right in Central America. They are an ally of the United States.
Our biggest ally in Latin America.
In an area in Latin America where we don't have a whole lot of allies right now. Talk about how a little bit of foreign aid can prevent us having to spend a lot of military money there later.
I recently went to a counterinsurgency conference in Bogota and in the jungle where the FARC, which are the guerrillas, they were controlling 70% of the country in 2002, which is a lot like what's going on in Afghanistan with the Taliban right now and Pakistan. And today, they are completely beaten back to the borders of the country. And it was because of Plan Colombia that the Americans started, and with Clinton and Bush, and we give about $500 million a year in aid, which is looking to be cut right now. We give $2 billion a week in Afghanistan.
A week?
A week. And we were at this conference so people could see how well the Colombian army has been trained, and with the equipment that we've helped them with. And you saw the big hostage release last July that they put, and they've taken over the former guerrilla territory, and they're now bringing in, after you secure the territory, it's not enough just to secure the territory militarily. You've got to bring in social action. You've got to help the people win their hearts and minds, put the government where it hasn't been before. So they have these white trailers that this is the Department of Justice, this is the presidency, this is the Treasury, and they're beginning to bring the government to these remote areas while the military has it secured. And the new kind of irregular warfare is called armed social work.
It's soft, David Petraeus.
It's all about soft diplomacy.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, Admiral Stavridis was at this conference, who's going to go run the, the NATO troops in Afghanistan, and it was all about outthinking the enemy and what can they learn from Colombia to apply to Afghanistan.
Mika.
You know, I was at American University, Maureen, this week, and your son Luke was talking about your work in Colombia with great pride. You did a great job. But you say that Colombia 2002 was actually far worse than where Pakistan is today. Explain that.
Well, the FARC, which is the Revolutionary Forces of Colombia, have been there for 40 years waging a civil war, and they're all, and then there is also half the people are, the response to the FARC were horrible paramilitaries. They both became drug dealers. They both lost ideology and just ran the cocaine trade. So there's a double challenge, and it's very similar to Afghanistan, which also has a huge poppy trade. And so you're not only fighting the political guerrillas, you're fighting a horrible narcotics business. It's multi-billion-dollar business fueled by the consumption in the United States and Europe. And so the United States came in and trained the Colombian military. Our special forces were in the jungle training, and I saw this amazing stuff that's going on, and lent them helicopters and also satellite reconnaissance kind of equipment, and really helped them, and they have broken up the biggest parts of the FARC. They've caught most of their leaders now.
Right. Hey, let me ask you, Maureen, as we go to break, what can people do if they want to help your school in Colombia?
I'd love you to go see my school, and I'd love people to realize that the Peace Corps needs a lot more funding from Congress than it's getting, because if we're going to do soft power, we need it. I have a website, K12wired.com. Please look at the school.
K12wired.com.
Yeah.
All right. We will do that. Maureen, thanks as always for being with us.
Thank you.